Freight ransom allegations shake brokerage industry. Hey there, folks. Tonight we're diving into the often overlooked yet always fascinating world of freight brokerage, where things have gotten, shall we say, a tad dramatic. We're talking about Agility Express, a company that's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. They've been accused of holding freight loads hostage like some sort of logistics ransom situation. It's a story filled with twists, turns, and more than a few angry brokers. Now you might be thinking, freight brokerage? Sounds riveting. But trust me, this one's got it all: alleged financial misdeeds, whispers of industry-wide conspiracies, and even a mysterious figure at the heart of it all. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to break down this situation. What started as a series of whispers among industry insiders has exploded into a full-blown scandal, leaving many questioning the integrity of the entire freight brokerage system. Controversial opinions and flagged carriers all around the load boards. And as we dug deeper, we discovered a tangled web of accusations, denials, and a whole lot of unanswered questions. So, is Agility Express guilty of holding freight hostage? Or are they just the victims of those brokers, trying to get what's rightfully theirs? Let's unpack this shipping container of controversy, shall we? Here's the deal. Agility Express and their affiliates, supposedly another 24 carriers, stand accused of holding an estimated 36, or possibly more, freight loads hostage. That's right. They've allegedly got a whole bunch of cargo just sitting around, refusing to release it to its rightful owners. And what are they demanding in return? Cold, hard cash, of course, and a signed NDA. Now, we're not talking about some small-time operation here. We're talking about loads worth an estimated $5 million. That's enough to make even the most hardened logistics manager break a sweat. And the worst part? This isn't just some isolated incident. Reports suggest that at least 22 different freight brokerages have fallen victim to Agility Express's alleged scheme since the 4th of July weekend. It's like a scene straight out of a bad action movie. But for these businesses, the stakes are all too real. They're losing money, their reputations are on the line, and they're starting to panic. At the center of this whole mess, allegedly, is Serhiy Kutsko, also known as Serge Kutsko, the president of Agility Express of Illinois, or the now former president, as there has been a recent change in the Secretary of State records. Now, we don't know a whole lot about Mr. Kutsko, but what we do know is that he's keeping a pretty low profile these days. Maybe he's just shy, or maybe he's got something to hide, or maybe he has had enough of those brokers undercutting the transportation companies. We'll let you be the judge. But while Kutsko himself has remained tight-lipped, others haven't been so shy. One anonymous executive from a brokerage caught in the crossfire spoke to us on condition of anonymity, fearing further retaliation from Agility Express. This executive, let's call him Bob, painted a picture of a coordinated effort by Agility Express and its affiliates. According to Bob, the company didn't target specific types of loads such as high-value goods or time-sensitive shipments, the kind of stuff that would cause maximum disruption if it didn't arrive on time, but regular cheap freight. So there were no red flags. They didn't negotiate much about the rates and were willing to keep the schedules. Now, in our humble opinion, that's the biggest red flag. But what do we know? So back to Bob. These were your typical loads, Bob explained. They were going after the jugular, aiming for the stuff that wouldn't hurt the most so we wouldn't suspect anything wrong. So what's the motive behind this alleged hostage-taking? Well, the prevailing theory is that Agility Express is using this as a way to strong-arm brokerages into paying off outstanding debts. That's right. They're essentially holding cargo hostage until they get their money. Money that is supposedly owned to them from previous loads because of unpaid detentions, charges for late deliveries, and whatever other staff. Interestingly enough, the brokers are not denying it. The amounts owed vary, ranging from a few $1,000s to tens of thousands, some dating back to 2019. It paints a picture of a company potentially in financial distress, resorting to desperate measures to stay afloat. Or a company that has had enough of broker mischief and retaliated. You be the judge. But as one industry veteran put it, 2 wrongs don't make a right. There are legitimate channels to settle debts, not this Wild West crap. And that's the thing about this whole situation. It's not just about Agility Express, it's about the integrity of the entire freight industry. Carriers and brokers should work together. We don't want to point any fingers or condone anyone, but if companies can just decide to hold cargo hostage whenever they feel like it, then the whole system falls apart. That's why it's so important for anyone who's been affected by this, or who suspects that something fishy might be going on, to speak up. Report it to the authorities. Report it to the industry associations. Shout it from the rooftops if you have to, but make it known. Now, it's important to note that Agility Express or its owners haven't been charged with any crimes. The authorities are still investigating, and the company itself has denied any wrongdoing. But in the court of public opinion, the verdict seems to be divided. Agility Express is guilty of being shady, at the very least for some. And Agility Express is a 21st century Robin Hood avenging the carriers for others. Mike Robinson, a logistics specialist with years of experience in the field, offered his perspective. "I've never encountered anything like this before," he admitted. "It's a mess, plain and simple. But legally speaking, it's a civil matter, and a messy civil matter it is." As of today, negotiations between Agility Express and the affected brokerages are ongoing. Some have reportedly caved and paid the ransom to secure the release of their cargo, as well as signed a document prohibiting them from reporting Agility Express to the different freight guard platforms, from filing insurance claims and any legal action against Agility Express. Others are holding firm, refusing to give in to what they see as extortion. The outcome of this whole saga remains uncertain. Will Agility Express face any legal repercussions for their actions? Will the affected brokerages ever see their cargo or their money again? Only time will tell, but we know one thing. If carriers and brokers don't stop mistreating each other, this will never stop. Both parties need to understand that one cannot exist without the other. Let us know what you think in the comment section, and as always, thank you for watching.